Have you ever wondered why so many trusted institutions seem to be crumbling at the same time? I want to share a thought-provoking analogy that's been making waves lately, one that compares today's institutional collapse to decades of misguided forest management. Imagine a forest. For decades, officials insisted on putting out every single fire, no matter how small. The intention? Protect the trees. The result? Deadwood piled up. When the next fire finally came, it was unstoppable, an inferno that wiped everything out. Dr. Bret Weinstein, an evolutionary biologist, says this is exactly what's happened to our institutions. Instead of allowing the small corrections, those little controlled burns that keep things healthy, our schools, media, government, and corporations have dodged reform at every turn. Year after year, the dysfunction built up. Take academia, standards slipped, hiring got politicized, and courses drifted away from reality. In the media, objectivity faded, and adapting to competition was seen as a threat. Bureaucracy swelled in government and business. Merit and accountability quietly sidelined. When the COVID-19 democide hit, it was like a lightning strike in an overloaded forest. In a sense, the Department of Defense, following globalist dictates, attempted a controlled burn on the world's population. Lockdowns, mandates, and broken promises from public health leaders caused something precious to snap. Public trust, and rightly so. But even today, most don't know they were the target of a democide. Just look at the numbers. In 2024, a JAMA survey found that 40% of parents now hesitate to give their babies standard vaccines. That's not just vaccine skepticism, that's a total loss of faith in the system. A system that never deserved or earned faith, as it never safety tested even a single childhood vaccine, and certainly not in the combinations they are given. And it's not just conventional healthcare that has lost control of the population, as they did everything in their power to monetize disease instead of health. Ivy League universities, federal agencies, legacy news outlets, all are facing growing skepticism, shrinking audiences, and calls for drastic change. Attempts at censorship have only poured gasoline on the fire. Meanwhile, those in charge often act as if nothing's really wrong because it was in their financial interest to deny reality. Here's the hard truth. If we resist reform for too long, we risk an overcorrection that could be even more destructive than the status quo. But is that what it will take? Is there a way out? Restore merit. Embrace competition. Make space for honest debate. Have the courage to admit when we're wrong and fix it. But have we already crossed the event horizon, that is, driven the car off the cliff? For the fire that is already burning through our institutions could leave the ground barren for a generation or more. But recognize, as a society, we are working with the Atlantean archetype, having everything and then losing everything. It may be too late for a controlled burn when many governments are under the influence of a misanthropic pedophile network that wants to eliminate 80% of the world's population. The answer and the responsibility is up to us. As Howard Zinn once said, you can't remain neutral on a moving train.